Welcome to the No Filter Highlight Reel, where we take fan favorite live streams to showcase your favorite content. No Filter Network is a premium live streaming platform for content creators that allows hosts to monetize their shows by creating an interactive experience with their audiences. In every No Filter stream, viewers have the option to use a live chat or a feature called Knock to join the live stream themselves. What you're watching now is a recording of a live show, including audience members interacting with the hosts in real time. If you want to view more video replays of this host's show, or watch a live stream where you can be a part of the show yourself, then click the link in this episode's description or go to nofilter.net to browse our selections of upcoming live streams. You can also start hosting your own podcast on No Filter Network and easily schedule, market, and sell tickets to your own show and replays. Visit the website for more details.
Boom! It is Monday, and welcome to another edition of It's Hard on NoFilter.net. I am Jeremy Roenick here on NoFilter.net, where your opinions matter just as much as mine. Hopefully, I will hear everybody's opinion tonight because there are a lot of good things happening in the National Hockey League right now. I'm actually watching the Pittsburgh Islander game. Going to have the Toronto-Montreal game on my phone, so kind of watching everything that's going on because, like every year, and I'm sure everybody out there is the same as me, playoffs are the best time in sports. The best hockey, it is the best entertainment value. For some reason, whenever the playoffs start in hockey, that's when we get the best hockey. Well, unless you're the Edmonton Oilers. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. It is playoff hockey, and I don't know if many of you guys know this, but NHL players get paid through the regular season. So when April 6th comes and everybody's played their last game, that's when the checks stop coming. That's when the teams stop paying the players. Yes, of course, there are bonus structures for winning rounds or how far you go. If you win a Stanley Cup, you get bonuses, but nothing like the checks they get from their regular salaries on the 15th and the 30th, because those are massive checks. Because a lot of people make a lot of money these days in the National Hockey League. What's up, Brendan? Good to see you, buddy. Love being with you this week. You are the man. Played great golf. Stephen Luker, as usual, you're here. Love having you guys here. But talking about the playoffs and talking about why NHL players are the best. Not only the nicest guys in the world, not only the most respectful, but they play their best hockey when they're not being paid their big salaries. It's all about winning the cup. It's all about the chase. It's all about trying to win the most difficult trophy in sports, the Stanley Cup. And they play the hardest, they sacrifice the most. And if you think about it, it's every other day, pounding, playing 7-game series. And when you play one team over and over again in the playoffs, I'm telling you, the hatred comes in. The aggravation, the frustration, the bumps, the bruises, the wounds. Playoffs is so hard, so difficult. And you see what's happening in some of these series. This Pittsburgh Islanders series, this is going to be, I think, a long one. Nashville, Carolina. Like, anybody see this coming? I didn't. Hey, Raj, your boys are up. What's going on, Rajiv? Your boys are up 1-0. How good is this series going to be? And I'm telling you that I just tweeted out that Toronto has their hands full because Montreal gives them fits all the time. Plus, Toronto has the playoff blues. They have not won a series. Rajiv, you know this. What's up, Joe Manuel? Thanks for coming on, buddy. Rajiv, you know this, that the Toronto Maple Leafs have not won a playoff series since I sniped one past Eddie Belfour's, knocked him out of the playoffs in 2004. I know you remember that one. Dave Siviero, I love that you're on, and I know that hurt you at the time. That was not good because you're a big Leafs fan, but that was great for me. After I scored that goal, Toronto didn't make the playoffs for 9 years, and they still haven't won a series since. But you guys will like this. Thanks, Craig. Niner, that was my favorite goal too. But I am saying this to you. I'm saying I hope Toronto wins. So Rajiv and Dave and all you other big fans out there. Don't be mad at me because I scored. Be happy with me because I want Toronto to win the series. I want it for a lot of reasons for Toronto. Maple Leaf fans, for my buddy Joe Thornton, who I love. I want Toronto to win because I love Austin Matthews. Even though Anderson's not in net, he's my boy. I love Anderson. So Toronto needs to win the series because since I scored in 2004, they have not won a series in the playoffs. And that just sucks for some of the most famous and most popular and most rabid fans in the National Hockey League. So Nylander scored tonight too. Rajiv, Nylander, like he's waking up. He's playing some great hockey. Oh, Mark Burko? Mark, you talking about the Spezza. Guys, you got to see this, okay? Since you just talked about Spezza, okay? So Jason Spezza, great player, plays for Toronto. Something happened tonight, and I got to show you this because it's so sick. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get rid of this. Hold on. It was so sick what happened. Sorry. I'm not. I'm definitely not. Can you guys see me again? Can you guys see me? Because I pressed the wrong button. God, I hate computers. But I'm back on. I'm back. So, because back, I gotta find this this Jason Spezza play tonight. I had it all booted up, so I am sorry that I have to do this, but this is too good because Jason Spezza got absolutely robbed tonight by, hey Joe, you know this, by Harry Price, and it was sick. So this is what I'm going to show you. Hold on, guys, just deal with me 1 second. I had this booted up, so sorry, because I pressed the wrong damn button and went out. Oh, man, this is terrible. All right, let me try to boot this up again, okay? I'm going to boot this up. Okay, hold on. I am going to stop it. Now I'm going to go back on to my no filter. Okay, here we go. You ready? Sorry, everybody. Craziness. Hold on. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to pick up this Spezza goal. See if I can get this on with you guys. Jeez. Did I miss it? God damn. Sorry, everybody. This is terrible. I can't believe I did this. What are you guys doing? Were you guys making fun of me right now? Let me see. What's everybody saying? Because this is funny. I'm actually sweating right now. I'm like sweating because I made a mistake. Fuck! Damn it! What does it say? Thank God you played hockey. Yeah, I know. Anyway, somebody come. Thank God you didn't play hockey like you type. I know it's terrible, but maybe I can get it up again. But he's just terrible. I know. It's just terrible. Terrible what happened. So anyway, you're getting some crazy series. Let's talk about Edmonton. Let's talk about Winnipeg. What the fuck? Seriously, guys, what the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with the Edmonton Oilers? Like, can they seriously like wake the fuck up and start playing some real hockey? I'm gonna try this again, guys. So I'm just gonna try it again. Sorry. Last night, if anybody didn't see this debacle of a game, which was absolutely unbelievable. So 4-1, Edmonton is up. Edmonton is up 4-1, and this unbelievable stupidity of a play by Josh Archibald. If you guys didn't see it, he went low on. See if I can bring it up. I got to bring it up somehow. Trust me, I got to do it because this is just too much. I had these all up, but I got to bring it up. I'm sorry, you guys got to deal with me because it is so bad. All right, let's bring it up. Okay. All right, here. But I just don't understand why people do such stupid fucking things in these games. That just, I don't know if you guys can see me here. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm not going to move on because I've got to show this. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Sorry. Okay, you ready? Watch. Watch what happens. Okay?
Sunday night in Winnipeg in Game 3 of the season. Oilers forward Josh Archibald cut across the path of Jets defender Logan Stanley and went low, catching Stanley in the legs.
What are you doing, Josh Archibald?
Archibald is in every position to make safe legal shoulder contact on a proper angle. Instead, he drops exaggeratedly low and cuts dangerously directly across the
You pussy! What are you doing?
Any other options available to perform a hockey purpose? The effort required.
Look at Josh Archibald go at his knees. That is such bullshit, guys. I'm telling you right now, that is such bullshit. It's just, it's so uncalled for. And when you're in a playoff game and you're winning 4-1 with 9 minutes left in the hockey game and you're already down 2-0, you don't do stupid shit like that. I mean, granted, not only in playoffs, you don't do stupid shit like that in the playoffs, especially when you're winning 4-1 and it is 9 minutes left, but you just don't do that, period. That is such BS, bullshit, chicken shit hockey, and it's dirty. And Josh Archibald, I think he should have got more than one game. One game was being nice. Now, I know he's only 5'9", 170 pounds, but then stay away from the fucking guy. Stay away from the defenseman. He's 6'5". He's massive. He's huge. He probably got there and was like, oh, my God, this guy's so big. I got to get down underneath. It was such a bullshit play. Bring on Niner. We'll have a little Niner, 90 by Niner. But, I mean, can Edmonton get any fucking worse? I mean, can anybody else show up except Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl at least once? There he is. What's up, Niner?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Did you see me lose my station? I pressed the wrong button. I came out. Thank goodness everybody's here. I love everybody. Mark, Rajiv, Trevor, Paul, Sabatini, Lisa Siviero's here. Dave Siviero's here. Thank you guys for dealing with my stupidity of a brain, I'll say it, brain dead computer skills. But anyway, so you saw that game last night. Edmonton, a must win. They had to win that game to pretty much have a chance to win this series. And what a fucking donkey Archibald goes down and does a play like that. You know that how bad that is in hockey and how disrespectful that is.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to all your fans. I was trying to get on Monday night when you had Talk It on. It wasn't the Wi-Fi that was bad. I got stuck. I was trying to help him fill out his unemployment papers, and I got delayed. So, first of all, that's why I wasn't on Monday night. You wanted the damn stimulus check like the rest of us, I guess. So, I apologize.
Like everybody else in the country.
But,
everybody else in the country not working.
Right. So,
Yeah.
I wanted to take a pot shot at him real quick. But getting back to the game last night. So, obviously, watching the game, it's a huge turning point. We know the end result, but we were talking earlier and we're like, what's Archibald even trying to do to prove with the hit at the blue line as a 6'7" defenseman is dumping it in? It's not like he was a threat. So, like you said, just stay away from him, run into him, do a flyby. There's no rhyme or reason to even want to take a hit or run at him. So, you know, not that Edmonton wasn't in a big enough hole as it was, but you know, they're done tonight. There's no way they can come out of that.
So you think you don't think they come back at all and have? Well, listen.
And I picked them to win the series when we were going over it with Jovo.
Yeah, listen. There's a lot of reasons why Edmonton's not going to win this series, and that debacle last night. I mean, even Connor McDavid gave up a pizza for the third goal, right? Then another turnover, bad turnover for the tying goal, and then you can't lose a face-off that cleanly. And guess who didn't get out to stop that puck and get a stick in the lane and block a shot was Josh Archibald again. So not only did he take the stupid fucking penalty, but then he doesn't do his job on the faceoff, ends up in the back of the net. But, I mean, Edmonton has four.
I forget, speaking of that goal, though, real quick, that winger by the Jets did a great job at doing a slight little pick on him, though, to get out there, too.
Yeah, just perfect position, just enough where he couldn't get. And Ehlers, by the way, to pull it, change the angle, get it away from that. I mean, that was Ehlers' first playoff game. That's his first game. He hasn't played in 20 nights, and he scores 2 goals. That's the way you play in the playoffs. That's the way you support your best players, right? You have people that help. Edmonton has nobody that helps. It's Connor McDavid or it's Leon Draisaitl. Nugent Hopkins is nowhere to be found. They need a bloodhound. They need the bloodhounds to go find out where the fuck Nugent Hopkins is. He has 0 points in 3 games, -3.
Their best player last night could have been Cassian.
Cassian scored a great goal.
Happen, you know, gritty, get to the loose pucks in the corners. So.
And you're not going to win a series if Cassian's your best player. It's not happening. You know, I think you have Draisaitl has scored, Cassian has scored, Jujak Kara scored, and Payarvi scored. By the way, Payarvi did a fucking flyby on that Morrissey's goal to tie the game up. Yeah. I mean, what are you doing? You don't do flybys. You stop. You stay in front of the puck. You do the right things. It's crazy.
You know, on your show probably a month and a half ago, we were talking about Winnipeg, and you know, quietly a sleeper, great depth. You know, got to have guys that can score, grit, get it done, yada yada yada. Right? Then one of your shows towards the end of the season when Winnipeg was struggling. They were struggling, and that's what made me kind of go to Edmonton to win that series because Winnipeg did struggle down the stretch. But a couple months ago, we knew how deep they were and how good they were and battle-tested. So in my head, I'm like, why am I picking Edmonton? I'm going up and down that roster looking at the stats. I'm like, there's no comparison if you look at Winnipeg's roster and Edmonton's roster. Yeah. Why did I go Edmonton?
I mean, and by the way, you win playoff games with toughness and defense, right? And Edmonton doesn't have either of that. And Paul Sabatini says, you're right. They need some grit. And Mark says, the oil is done. There's no question. They couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. That's a
my
good
boy
one,
Paul. My boy Paul. That was my winger growing up in youth hockey, and boy, could he snipe.
Well, maybe he should go play for Edmonton because they have no game. They absolutely have no game. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when the role players there's no secondary scoring because I was looked at to score points every game, and if I didn't do that, then I wanted to have a good chance to win the game and have people help me score goals. If I was Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, I'd be in that locker room going, boys, what the fuck is going on? Like, does it have to be us every single time? So, I mean, God, it would frustrate the hell out of me. And I see you're watching the Toronto game right there. Is it 2-1 now? 2-1 Toronto.
2-1 Toronto.
Nice goal by Morgan Riley. That was a good one. Rajiv, I'm going to let you go, Craig. I loved it. Awesome stuff. You're the best.
One other thing. I got to say one other thing. I want to come up with a WTF segment. And my WTF for tonight is, why do the players and the coaches all get tested for COVID? And if they're negative, they get to play. The players don't have to wear a mask, but the backup goalie and the coaches are wearing masks on the bench? WTF. Help me with this.
WTF, and this is what's even more stupid, is the NHL has so many COVID restrictions and policies, and they have so many rules down the line, right? And they're always with each other. They're in the locker rooms together. They're on the buses together. They're on planes together, and there's nobody in the stands, and they're wearing masks. What the fuck is a mask doing for you, coaches? Like National Hockey League, wake up. I know I've said that before. Get the masks off the fuck. What do you got?
Half of them are pulling it out to talk.
You know,
they're not wearing it in the locker room in intermission.
The National Hockey League is they're doing it. They're doing it for aesthetics. They're doing it for people to see it.
They already tested negative. What are they going to wear it for?
They're all tested negative, and a lot of them have gotten the vaccine.
Yeah.
So why are you wearing a mask? Like, it's this. The stupidity. And you know what? The National Hockey League just doesn't want to get people to yell at them on social media that they're not following protocol. It's all about making sure people don't get mad at them and don't get canceled. Like, go fuck yourself. Take the mask off.
That WTF segment's brought to you by Kettle One.
Nice. Kettle One. My favorite. So, no. Hey, coaches need to take the mask off. National Hockey League needs to get back to normal life like everybody is right now. That mask is not protecting them on that bench because it's ridiculous. Way to go, Niner. You're the best. Good stuff.
See you guys. Have a good show.
So let's kind of move on. See if I can get Rajiv on here from Toronto, because I'm sure that they're excited right now that Toronto is up 2-1 after one. And there he is. What's up, Rajiv?
What's up, buddy? I got all the Leaf crew here.
Yay! I love it. Fantastic. Hey, guys, welcome to Hits Hard. I don't have to ask where you guys are because you're up in beautiful Toronto watching this awesome game. So, listen, I apologize for the opening of my show. I said they haven't won a series in forever, in 17 years.
Yeah, thanks.
Is it going to happen this year?
Yes. I hope so. I hope we need, you know what? Austin, Marner, what a great tag team. They're just amazing. You said it in the last show. I think right now this is the time for them to step up. Big injury to JT, but I think it's our year.
Well, I think they have to. Having John Tavares for another year and what happened to John, that's a motivating factor right there. You gotta rally behind your captain. Then having Joe Thornton there this year. This is another year where their veterans really get their point and get their grit and get that playoff mentality drilled into some of these guys. Obviously, it's working. Some of these guys are playing some great hockey right now. Morgan Riley just scored. You're getting some quality scoring opportunities. And I'll tell you what, it's as hard as it's going to be for Toronto against Montreal. This one will feel really good if they can pull it out.
I agree. And you know what? We were talking the last time. We got to win for Joe as well, right? I know you're a big fan of Jumbo Joe and, back in his Boston days. But Joe, that's these older guys. It's their time to win one of those. I know it eluded you in your career. So maybe you got to pass that torch on to some of your veteran friends.
Yeah, it would be awful for me if Joe Thornton went his whole career without winning a Stanley Cup. That would suck. But I also know how passionate everybody up there in Toronto is about hockey and about their Maple Leafs. And it would be great to see that cup come back to Toronto, at least in my lifetime. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, if you saw the million people with the Raptors, imagine how many people will show up for the Leafs parade. I mean, I'm probably going to be the commissioner of the parade and start getting it all set up right now. I got a couple of girls who would like to say hello to the Leafs fans.
Hi, yes, how are you? Yes, you guys are too young to remember when I played, so you don't remember me scoring against Toronto back in 2004. Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Well, Rajiv, you're the best. You're the best, Rajiv. Thanks for coming on. Go Leafs. And we'll keep celebrating. I know you guys had a good pregame cocktail bash going, so good luck to the Toronto tonight.
Thanks so much. Stay safe. We'll talk soon.
Okay, pal. Let's keep bringing on the guests because the guests are popping out like crazy tonight. By the way, I am going to give a bobblehead. I know it's a Flyers. I know there's some Flyers guys out there. What's up, Corey? I'm just showing what I'm going to be giving away. This might be you. I'm giving away a Flyers picture and a Flyers bobblehead for the best guest tonight. So it might be you. I think this might be what? Is this the first time that you're joining me, Corey?
No, I think I was on your first ever show. It was cool. The next day I texted everyone I knew that I got to speak to you, and it was awesome.
I love it. So
it's just the absolute best.
You're the best, man. So what's exciting you about these playoffs so far, and who you're rooting for?
Well, so Bruins fan. So I'm excited, obviously. Sitting around waiting for round two. I was a little nervous after the first game because the Caps seemed like bigger, faster, stronger, and I was like, damn, we can't get to the neutral zone. We can't do anything, and we were able to figure it out pretty quick. My biggest thing is Rask played great the past two games. One goal he let in game 4 was off Carlos' skate. I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. And then the last game he was sleeping. But I think this team's going to go as far as he can take them. You know, he wasn't there last year. Before they go to game 7. I think this might be the year. And I feel bad because he takes a lot of crap locally. And it's because he plays great a huge percentage of the time. It's just, leaving the bubble. And I understand it was for personal reasons, family stuff and things but those are the things people remember. A couple of years ago, we were a fringe playoff team. The last game of the year, if we were win, we're in. Yep. And he was sick. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, come on, man, play through that stuff. And I think, hopefully, I hope he can win a cup because he's been a great goalie for a long time for us. But I'm excited.
He seems locked and loaded. I think he's only given up really two like shitty goals over the last 10 or 15 games. So, but I picked the Bruins. I picked the Bruins to win this series, and a lot of people thought I was crazy. But I'm always critical on Washington because of one thing. They think that they can just put on their skates and come onto the ice and just go through the motions because they have a talented roster and win. And they just got schooled by a team that shows you what true professionalism and how you work a system, how a team plays to a system, how role players support the superstars. And they played a 200-foot game that just frustrated the shit out of Washington. So Backstrom only had 1 assist. Kuznetsov, that played 3 games, had nothing. When you have Evgeny Kuznetsov get 0 points, how are you guys gonna win? Ovechkin was good. He had 2 and 2 for 4 points, but their power play sucked. Their power play was no good. They were only 14%. You win playoff series with support from your role players and special teams. Right. 14% on the power play, and there was 73% killing a penalty. Like Washington wasn't prepared to play a game as dedicated as the Bruins were.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, coming into the season, we lose Krug, we lose Chara. Love them to death, but I'm glad they're golfing and we're not.
I felt bad for Chara. I mean, I watched the line. I was really impressed. I loved watching the handshake line and watched all the Bruins and give so much respect to Chara, their ex-captain, people that absolutely love him. And I felt bad for Chara. Do you think he comes back for another year, or is it this it for him?
I think he might be done. Because I mean, what are you going to do? Come back? I mean, it depends. I think a couple things are going to have to shake out. He waited a long time to make his decision this year, so I mean, we'll have to see. What's Ovi going to do? He'll probably come back. He'll figure it out. But what is that team going to look like? And it all comes down to what he's trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? Is he trying to make another deep run, or does he just love playing? I think all those things are going to factor in.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think they need his leadership in that locker room. I know Alex Ovechkin's a good leader, but still, I just think the language barrier just is hard to be, the captain in a locker room like that. Zdeno Chara, having him there one more year to be that kind of that leader aspect would be great. If I was the GM, I'd say, hey, listen, why don't you just play for the minimum, play because you love the game. That way we can free up some cap space to get Alex Ovechkin, and nothing against you, but if you really want to play, I think he's 40, what's he now, 42,
42, 43.
44, 43 years old.
Yeah.
But you look at the Bruins, Pastrnak was awesome at 6 points. Charlie McAvoy, 5 points. Bergeron, 3 goals, 4 points. Marchand, 3 goals. Taylor Hall, by the way, 2 goals.
Yeah.
So he's playing great hockey. I was wrong about him going into the trade deadline, but I did say that when you get a change of venue, sometimes it rejuvenates you, and Taylor Hall has taken advantage of that. Gina Bertacci, I know Oshie was good. He did play pretty well. He had 3 points, but not enough. So way to go with your Boston Bruins, Corey. I'm going to let you go. Great stuff.
So one last thing. One last thing. I already got an autographed photo from a Legends on the Link thing with you, but obviously not a Flyers fan at all. However, that bobblehead would look great next to this Roenick Arizona Coyotes bobblehead. You're the guy, man. You are my favorite American hockey player of all time, man.
Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate it, my man. John Duffin, I know you would want that. John Duffin, I know you would want that being in Philly. Let's keep these guests coming because you guys have some great takes. Shane, see if you come on. But boss, I'm telling you what, guys, don't be surprised if the Boston Bruins make a quick run right to the finals, right to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, that's how good I think they looked. I mean, Patrice Bergeron, that line. A lot of people are talking about. What's up there, Shane?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, pal. I'm just talking about how good that number one line in Boston with Patrice Bergeron, Marchand, and Pastrnak are. I think they're the best line in hockey. A lot of people think McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog are. Granted, they're playing pretty fucking good hockey too. But I love watching and the chemistry of that line play. They dominated the Washington Capitals. I don't know who your favorite team is. I see the shirt it's on, but they're not playing anymore. So maybe you can give me some of your opinion.
Well, I absolutely agree with you. The pass the line with Bergeron, they're absolutely dominating out there. And the other line that is really the Nathan McKinnon line. Like they seem to always have the puck. They're always coming at you. Like
that's because they're beasts. All of them are beasts of men. They're strong, big. They can fly. They're powerful, and they do it differently than that other line.
Yeah, and you know what? It kind of reminds me of the Sedins back where they just all seemed to know where they were all the time, or even before that. Back when Ottawa had their prime with Heatley and Spezza and Alfredson, like that line, the chemistry on that line was next to none. They were always seemed to have the puck. They always had scoring chances. So it's for me, it's the Bergeron line and the McKinnon line is on another level right now.
Yeah, well, and again, Mark Burko said the Stone line is good in Vegas too, but not to the level of the. Did you see that dumbass Josh Archibald go low on Slaney the other day last night?
Yeah, I was watching that. I saw that. I couldn't believe my eyes that it was all happening. Being a Canadian, I absolutely love Connor McDavid, and I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad that he's in this situation. It's like you said earlier, someone's got to help the guy out. Like come on, like somebody step up. And it's funny because I watched that play.
He needs to score goals. He has 0 goals in this series, but it's still not his fault.
No, that's right. And you said that you nailed it on the head earlier when Nick Ehlers. How did he see that wide open on that goal? Like no challenge on that play. Someone's got to get to him. It's 5-on-5. Take a man. I just couldn't believe how it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's frustrating watching stuff like that happen in playoffs. And I'm sure Archibald felt bad all day today, which he should, and hopefully his team bails him out tonight. But my God, Nugent Hopkins no good, Yamamoto no good. They need somebody to step up. Puljujärvi has scored, but he's one of only 4 guys that scored. But he was awful defensively. But I mean, I don't know. It drives me crazy seeing shit like that happen in hockey. But who are you pulling for the whole way since your Hawks are not in it? Who you want to win?
The Hawks aren't in it. You know what? I'm going for Colorado this time. That's the team I'm going to cheer for. And there's no real rhyme or reason. My brother's a Colorado fan, so I think that it would be nice for them to win the cup. I've been spoiled the past 10 years with the Hawks winning over and over and over and seeing them win. But I'd like to see Colorado win it. I think. what's your opinion on this North Division not playing with no fans? Like, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that have a like if when they cross over, like how is it going to work? So like, if the Leafs come out of the North, do they play their home games with no fans against an American team with fans, or what is this going to look like? It just seems like it's such a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, the government of Canada is going to have to let up and allow these teams to come up. Now, when they do come up, I'm sure they're going to be restricted to their hotel. They're going to be restricted to back and forth to the arena. I was talking with Joe, who's watching the show right now, and his son lives up in Canada, and he was talking about how his mom lives in Cape Breton, which is is just over from, I think, where was it, from Cape Breton to somewhere in Nova Scotia. I don't know where it is, but they're two different cities. Halifax. Thanks, Joe. So from Halifax to Cape Breton, Canadians aren't even allowed to leave their city. Like, he can't leave Halifax to drive to Cape Breton to visit his mom. I mean, what they're doing in Canada right now to their people and to the businesses is it's nothing short of communism. You can't. You literally get arrested if you get in a car and drive to another city. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it up there. Lisa Siviero, I don't know how you're doing it. David says it sucks. I mean, I thought we had it bad here in California, in a Democratic state. I don't want to get all political stuff, but Canada has it 100 times worse than we have it in the States, because that prime minister, that president up there is such a fucking donkey. And all he wants to do is it's crazy, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, I just feel like it's a disadvantage. These teams are playing in front of their fans, and they seem to be flying. And then like the North Division just seems a little sloppy to me all around. And maybe it is because of fans. You're playing beer league hockey in front of empty seats. It can't be the same, JR, when feeding off the roar of the crowd.
Hey, I love how Winnipeg put white paper in every chair, so it was still a whiteout. Good try, good try, guys, but it's not the same. Way to go, Shane. We'll chat soon again, pal.
Sounds good, JR. You're the best.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see what happens here when they do when they get to the finals, and then that team, or at least the conference finals, when the teams have to go across the border. It's just amazing what's happening up there in Canada. So Lisa, David, Carla, all you guys up there in Canada, keep battling, because it's going to open up soon, and hopefully you guys will be free from the house and free from all the restrictions and all that stuff. Let me bring on. I'm going to bring on my boy Trevor. He always brings me good takes, because I'm going to ask him about Nashville, Carolina. And what an unbelievable series, 2-2. Did not see this coming. Here's the team that finished tops in the East, #1 in their division. What's up, Trevor? How we doing?
Not much. Just watching this Florida Panther debacle. How they should have started Spencer Knight from the first game.
I thought that was going to be a great series, man. Seriously, we were so looking forward to this matchup. Battle of Florida. The first game was absolutely spectacular. Mm-hmm. It was 5-4. There were fights. It was great goals. It was back and forth and all. And then nothing. Now Tampa's taking over.
It sucks, because I had a future in for the Florida Panthers, gambling wise, for win this win versus Tampa.
Now we know why you hate the series, because you're going to lose your bet. I get it.
Yeah. And I've been doing it. I've been betting overs for the Panthers, and it's been hitting every night. Like the overs. I think what WTF segment goes to Joel Quenneville. He should have started Spencer Knight from the get-go. Bobrovsky's just a regular season goalie who got overpaid because he looked so good in Columbus, and there's no great defenseman in Florida. They have every offensive defenseman you got from C to signing C.
Yeah, right? Listen. I didn't think Bobrovsky has played well at all. Well, since he's been in Florida, since he signed that big contract. And, we had Jovanovski on here last week, and he said that he's been great down the stretch. But it's amazing how Kucherov can come back after missing a whole year and absolutely light it up the way he has. 9 points, leading the league in points. Probably tied with McKinnon now, but I mean,
didn't Peter
he's
Forsberg
so
do
good.
that?
Their power play is so good.
Yeah, didn't Peter Forsberg did miss the whole 01-02 season and he just came back for the playoffs and that 01-02 season?
Yeah, and by the way, they don't dominate when they come back because they're rested. They come back to dominate because they're fucking smart and they're good and they know how to play in certain situations. They know where to put their output. They know where to keep their energy, when to expend their energy. They do things in the game that allows them to play a less, I think, of a exhausting game. But that Kucherov, he's so smart, and he uses the power play to boost his team, because that's where he's the most special, is anchoring that power play. And
absolutely.
Man, his one-timers and all that stuff, it doesn't hurt that Stamkos is playing some great hockey and Braden Point is playing some great hockey. And their secondary players, their role players, are as good as anybody in the league, without question.
Absolutely. I got a quick question for you. Yeah. Who's in charge of the Edmonton Oilers only having 2 dominant players and no one else showing up? That's some bullshit that's going on with the Oilers right now.
But it's been that way. It's been that way for 10 years. And they've had, 5 number 1 picks, 4 number 1 picks? So
it's crazy.
I mean, I hope they've changed their whole scouting staff, because they've, with the exception of Connor McDavid, who was obviously a no-brainer. With the no-brainer, he's the generational player. They missed. I mean, Taylor Hall was good when he first got there, but they traded him after 3 or 4 years. So
for Adam Larson, which is even hilarious.
Yeah, you don't trade your first pick, when in 3 years. So their scouting staff missed the boat, and I hope they've changed, because their character is no good, because they don't play as a team together the way you're supposed to. They don't play I'm watching the Islander game right now in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's a really good hockey team, and they have learned.
I have that over, by the way, 5.5.
Oh, well, I think you should get that. Pittsburgh does a lot of overs too, for some reason. Not because it's just Crosby. But.
I've been betting Pittsburgh overs all year, overs for Penguins all year, especially against the Devils. It's easy. So.
But these teams are hard to play against. The Boston Bruins are hard to play against. The Islanders are hard to play against. Carolina, hard to play against. Teams like Washington, teams like Edmonton, they're not hard to play against, because there's no team grit, there's no team toughness, right? If you're a star, you can find holes against some of these teams and not get anybody to bother you, right? You can't do that against the Islanders. You can't do that against Boston. Somebody is in your face constantly. Pittsburgh has learned how to do that. And by the way, Crosby has been absolutely spectacular. Nice to see Malkin score again tonight. That was huge. I'm a big Malkin fan, but this was the one series that I had absolutely no idea who was going to win. Pittsburgh.
Me neither. It was like throwing darts for me, because I knew it was like some of them I just throw them and whatever. By the way, since you brought up your time that when you beat the Maple Leafs in 2003-04, the last time the Maple Leafs won a playoff series, I was in 5th grade, and when you scored that goal, because I went to school with a lot of Maple Leaf fans, I wore one of my old Jeremy Roenick jerseys to class that day, to private school. And I got sent home because I wanted to troll every Maple Leafs fan there to see them cry. So I was collecting tears.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. It's my favorite goal. It was my favorite goal of all time. Granted, it got us into the conference final, but it was against Eddie Belfour. It was in Toronto, and a lot of Toronto Maple Leaf fans don't like me because of that, but I still love them. All that.
I wore that jersey to Catholic school that day. My mom said, you are about to get thrown out for the day. I was like, I don't care. And I did. And everyone was like, every Leaf fan saw me. Was like, just don't even start.
Well, listen, I'm going to move on to my next segment. Trevor, way to go, buddy. Really appreciate it. I'm going to kind of leave a little bit of the playoff action in terms of what's happening here and talk about Nazem Kadri. He got suspended for 8 games for his hit last week. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but let me pull it up here so you guys can see what happened with Nazem Kadri. Let me see if I can do it again. Because Nazem Kadri has had some serious suspensions. Okay, here we go. You ready? Let's take a look at what Nazem Kadri did. And this is a big hit. So here's the big boy, and then watch Nazem Kadri catch him with a massive hit. Boom. Now, you have to know where you are as a player, right? And Falk comes right into that high traffic area. This is why those high traffic areas, boom, are so dangerous to go into. So guys that go in there, those fearless guys, it's just such a tough place to be caught. And I've been in this situation that Nazem Kadri was in, and it is so difficult in this situation to change your route, to look at just hitting the chest. Falk has his head down as he's shooting. This is a real tough situation. And 8 games for a hit to the head in this situation, you don't get that many games in playoffs. Usually it's like 1 or 2 games. But if you look at Nazem Kadri's past, he's been suspended 6 times now. 3 games for interference, 4 games for an illegal check to the head, 4 games for cross-checking, 3 for boarding, and 5 for cross-checking. So he has a huge history of bad hits. Now, is this a bad hit? It's bad because a lot of the contact was to the head. So again, they're making calls because of the initial point of contact with his head. And the fact that he got 8 games in the playoffs, they were sending a message to Nazem Kadri. I just happened to watch Tom Wilson's hits over the last 5 years and stuff, and plays where he made hits and didn't get suspended. And let me tell you, there's 7 or 8 where the head was the main point of contact, was a principal point of contact. And Tom Wilson didn't get suspended, especially for 8 games. Now, he did get suspended for other things, but not like the hit, some of the hits that I saw. But let me ask you this, okay? This is the question. I want somebody to jump in on this. The National Hockey League is trying to take away concussions, trying to help prevent people from getting concussions. Their rules are set to make sure that the head is protected, that any hit to the head, especially the main point of contact, is going to be a suspension. Nazem Kadri, this is 8 games. Shea Weber, in game 2, cross-checked Wayne Simmons, in the head. Cross-checks him, and he gets a $5,000 fine. Tom Wilson punches Buchnevich when he's laying on the ice. He punches him in the head when he's defenseless, laying on the ice, which would be like an assault if he was off the ice. Tom Wilson punches Buchnevich in the head. Is punching somebody in the head not the principal point of contact, being the head? Why does he only get a $5,000 fine? So if the National Hockey League is going to protect these players from concussions, then why isn't every stupid hit or stupid cross-check or a assault type punch on a defenseless guy who's on the ice to the head, why aren't they all treated the same and get massive suspensions so that this stupid shit stops? Why is it bad to make a hit that is right in the middle of play, which is an instinctive play for a hockey player, okay? And he has to, in 2 seconds, make sure that his shoulder doesn't hit the head in a split second like that. But you can have Tom Wilson sitting in front of somebody, seeing him defenseless, punches him in the head, and then throws around another best player without a helmet and goes into a total temper tantrum, and he only gets $5,000 fine. You have Shea Weber cross-check Wayne Simmons in the head. Now, he knows what he's doing. He's cross-checking a guy in the head. You have to lift your hands up, cross-check somebody in the head, and that only gets $5,000. National Hockey League need to have a huge powwow about how they do their discipline in terms of their headshots. I love George Peros to death, but I think he and the National Hockey League have dropped the ball in so many different ways of suspensions this year. And Nazem Kadri, he's going to be out for the whole second round now. Does he deserve it? If you look at his past, yes. There is no statute of limitations anymore, it doesn't seem. Usually it's 18 months. If you don't do anything within 18 months, you'll get a little bit of reprieve. Not Nazem Kadri. He got the book thrown at him. So somebody in that disciplinary team is not a fan of Nazem Kadri. So let's see who we can pick up here. Joe, let's talk about your Montreal Canadiens, who look like they might be in a little bit of trouble tonight. They're losing 2-1 halfway through the game, and of course, Joe has his Montreal Canadiens stuff on. Joe, welcome to the show, buddy. How we doing, pal?
It's not looking good, but I got my my Gallagher is going to score the tying goal, and Maya, by the way, is the only person I know who picked Winnipeg. We do the NHL brackets every year. She picked Winnipeg to beat Edmonton, didn't you, Maya? Yeah. Oh,
Maya
did too. Yeah.
Maya, what would make you think to pick Winnipeg over Edmonton? I want to hear this, because obviously you like their jerseys better.
No, she took she always picks a bunch of like underdogs, right? Because the favorites never win. So you were strategic about it. Yeah. But I remember, JR, I told you to watch Winnipeg, right? You made fun of me when I was Winnipeg. Where everyone's saying how terrible Edmonton is. When Winnipeg plays well, when they play together as a team, 4 lines, they're kind of, they're tough. They're built for the playoffs. I'm not saying they're good. Like, by the way, no one in the North is going to go very far. Like after what I saw the Bruins do, you're watching teams like Vegas. You're watching some of the teams in the West. Like it's pathetic. And I don't know if it's because we're not playing with any fans. Like the caliber of hockey, Florida, Tampa, the intensity is awesome. I actually thought Florida was going to skate with Tampa a little bit, but
I thought it's turned out to a kind of a shitty series, but maybe Florida can pull something out. They're only down 1 goal right now.
And
so Noah just asked me a question. I'd love to get your take on this, because I thought it was pretty awesome. After Tavares got injured, Foligno went and fought Corey Perry, and I thought that was just an amazing, I think, show of respect and show of, hey, something has to happen. And Corey Perry didn't want to have to fight Foligno, but he knew somebody had to step up, and I thought that was a great homage to what hockey is really like and what it used to be like too.
Yeah, I heard after the game, Perry says that Foligno told him, "Hey, look, our captain's down. Let's just do this and go back to playing hockey." Right? Like he said, we got to do like, and he said, "Look, if it was your captain, you do the same with me." Right? And so it's like it settled the game right away. It was awful. It was a horrible injury. It was an accident, obviously. Right? Everyone acknowledged that. But yeah, I mean, you gotta, like, your captain's down on the ice. You gotta do something, right? Like I get it.
Yeah.
It's code, right?
Yeah, I know. I just thought that was great. Two KG vets that knew the game, knew what needed to be done, and they did it, and the game went on. And we just hope that Tavares is feeling okay, gets back in for the next round. If Toronto can pull this off, that would be. Florida just scored, so it's 1-1. So
nice. That's good.
We were just talking about that, so I'm sure Trevor's happy about that in Connecticut right now, because he has a bet on them.
On the Kadri thing, I want to answer your question, JR. So Kadri got 8 games because Wilson got nothing. The outrage when Wilson didn't get suspended, I think, influenced.
There's part of me that believes that too. There's part of me that believe that too. I mean, now he's definitely been not a a fair player. Kadri,
Yeah.
even when he was in Toronto, mostly he's been pretty dirty at times. So I thought this was just a big,
I thought
a big. Go ahead.
I thought he'd get at least 3 games. I thought 3 games would be fair given his history. But the 8 games was over the top, and the only explanation was they overcompensated for not doing anything on Wilson. So that's my theory on it.
Yeah, so. I kind of have to agree with you, but you can't do that. You can't take some money out. You can't take money out of somebody else's pocket because you miss another one, right? And that's just no good. So I got to show you guys this. This is pretty good since you're on, Joe. Yeah. I'm going to go back to a beauty with that I was trying to get earlier, but I'm going to get it right now. Okay, so you guys can see it. Watch this save by Carey Price. Are you shitting me? What an amazing save.
That was just ridiculous.
Watch this replay. Look, the net's wide open. Look at this save. Unfucking believable. Look at this, wide open net. Wide open net. Every single Toronto fan must have just gone absolutely bonkers that he missed that. Jason Spezza is going to have nightmares about that one forever. Forever.
Look, if Montreal ties it, and I predict Gallagher's going to tie it, and Caulfield is going to win it in overtime, Spezza is not going to sleep the rest of the season. Like, that's...
No,
the game's over.
No sleep all summer,
right?
Granted, it's Carey Price. It shouldn't surprise you with Carey Price because he is so good. Solid. But that was So I was watching that other network that airs hockey here in the States, which is terrible. And they had their analysts on there, and they showed the replay of that goal. And Dominic Moore, who was one of the analysts, was doing the highlight. And he's like, and Spezza has a wide open goal, and Carey Price makes an amazing save. What? That's all you got for me? That's all you have for me? Like, I would have been jumping up and down. I would have been screaming, saying like all sorts of crazy stuff and excited about that save. And Dominic Moore goes, oh, Carey Price makes a big save. That's why I have to be back on television because I'll bring some excitement back to it. I'll bring the excitement of watching. I know what you guys feel like sitting in your living rooms watching these games. I want to bring that same energy through the television to keep you energized. And that just frustrated me so much just watching that replay analysis. I'm like, come on, man.
I like this. I like having the game on and listening to you, JR. Like, this is it's absolutely, the coverage has been awful. Like, it's so bad. It's not even worth talking about.
Maybe one of these times, these playoffs rounds, we'll do watch a game with JR, and we'll just talk about everything that's going on. All right. I love it. I think that. How about you guys? How about you guys in the chat line? Would that be fun if we did like a let's watch a game with JR? Because it's pretty funny because I swear like a banshee, and I get really riled up when I see something stupid or I see somebody bail out and not play the game the right way, and I get really excited when I see a great play like Carey Price. Yes, I got yes. Gina says yes. Ryan says yes for sure. Got to be on ESPN. Joshua, that would be awesome. So I appreciate that. Joe, it's been great. Brother. Thanks for coming.
Great show. Go Habs, go. Good.
All right, boy. I'm gonna remember if Gallagher ties it and Caulfield wins it, I'm calling you tomorrow for your picks. Okay, buddy?
All right, bro. Sounds like a plan. I'm a homer here.
So really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. I think I gotta give away my bobblehead and my picture. And I think it's only right. I think it's only right to do this because he has been an amazing part of my show. And I'm going to bring him on really quick and just tell him.
Dude, I'm going to get choked up.
There it is, right here. John Duffin. You've been such an important part of my show since I came on, and you're on every night. You are a very loyal watcher. I see your name every time I'm here. I know you're from Philly, so I'm going to be giving you my bobblehead, and I'm going to sign the picture to you. So I want to see it right back on that table that's underneath the light so I can see the bobblehead.
Yeah, right? So you saw that yellow with the cool lights? So we'll put it next to the puck. And the other two things, I think you're freaking awesome. My buddy Leland's on tonight, who was watching as well.
Leland, I love it.
So, right, so
I love it.
And he's just like you with the no mask and all. You'll love him. You'll love him. But I'm honored, man. I everything that you do. I just like I said, it's just you're just great, good people. I couldn't be happier, and that means a lot.
Thanks, buddy. Have you been watching any of these playoffs, pal?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would stay. I typically stay east. Just like I said, I was actually I was out west this weekend, but I'm an east guy, so I am looking at a very tight series between Pittsburgh and the Islanders. And just who do you think is coming out? You just said it 2 minutes ago that they are.
This is the one. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one that I was really, really hard to figure out because Pittsburgh really came on strong at the end of the season, and Crosby had such an amazing season. I think Crosby's going to be up for the Hart Trophy. That's how good of a year he had. Quiet, great. But their whole team has learned to play grit, with tenacity, playing under a system that Mike Sullivan has got for them. But these teams both play very similar styles, right? They can play defense, they can play offense. Both of them have edges to them. Both of them have very good leadership. I didn't know who to pick. I was surprised that Pittsburgh won this division, to tell you the truth.
And now they're about to go into OT. They're about to go into OT now.
Yeah, and they're going to go into OT again. And this is a coin flip for me. This is such a coin flip for me. But I would have to say, because Crosby and Malkin, and Letang, I think Pittsburgh is going to find a way to win this because they have the more cagey leadership and two of the best players ever. So I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh in this one.
That's awesome. I got friends in both places, but I'm probably leaning into Pittsburgh a little.
But you can't root for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
No, you can't. Well, you know why? Because I'm a Flyers fan. So
that's right, buddy. Exactly.
People from out of Pennsylvania assume that they're the same thing, and you just can't. So, as I said, but for a couple of friends of mine that are fans. So, yeah, who do you see them, the winner of that series, who do you see them going against?
Nobody's going to beat Boston. Oh, I don't.
Nice.
Let's see.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't see anybody beat Boston in that. Boston.
I got you.
They're too strong. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I think Boston's going to roll. No, does Boston play Tampa or might be missing this? Boston plays Washington. No, that's right.
Okay,
that's right. So I think Boston rolls right onto the finals.
Hey, one last thing, non-hockey related, which is you came out of the computer thing in the beginning so well, because that reminded me of every second sales presentation I ever did for 28 years. This was all of them. And then somebody's getting sweaty and getting ready to start crying, and you didn't do any of that. You rallied, so you did great.
My palms are still sweating. I'm telling you. So
you did great. You freaking rallied, and it was awesome. And I love it. Thank you.
All right. Well,
my friend.
We're gonna reach out to you. We're gonna get your address. I think we have your address already. We sent you a puck, but we're gonna send.
Right.
We're gonna join the puck with the bobblehead. And I did that because you've been so loyal and you're a Flyer fan, and
thank you,
I know everybody on here at some point will get something. So John, you're the best, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Love you. Thank you.
All right. Steve Luker, I will get you on the next show. I know you're waiting the whole time. I will definitely get you on the next show. I got to thank everybody out there. Heather Palmer, who always comes. Carla, who always comes. Noah, you guys are great. Shane, you were awesome. Corey came on. Mark, just awesome. You guys were fantastic tonight. My buddy Brendan. Craig, Niner, brought some big takes, buddy. Big takes, Niner. You did great. So really appreciate you guys joining. That was a fast hour. I'm telling you what, I cannot wait to see if Edmonton chokes again tonight and gets 4 straight. Unbelievable. So everybody, until Thursday, I will see you with another breakdown of what's happening. But until I see you Thursday at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time, bring a friend. Let them know how much fun it is, especially coming on the show with the Knockers. I want to see your friends. Gina brought some friends tonight. Joe Manuel brought some friends tonight. We got a lot of people that are that can help me out because I see all of you. I see you in the chat. I see you in the attendees. Tonight was one of our best attended shows yet, and I got to thank you for that. So until I see you on Thursday, you know what to do. Keep your head up. Thanks for joining, everybody.